My name is Carl Kerr. I'm the design director and I guess creative director now for Lord of the Rings Online, and I guess I'll just give you the big rundown of Book 10. We actually decided to go a little bit more to the level of, instead of just targeting any one particular group of people, we decided to actually try to keep it a bit more broad. So for Book 10, most of our attention was on the captain and on the hunter. I wanted to make both of those work really well. We wanted to make sure that the captain was actually more of a viable off-tank in addition to a good healer, because we'd actually gotten a lot of feedback that most people felt the captain wasn't really viable in a group. Our goal is to make sure that every single character, no matter who you are, has some role in a group, so that people actually, do want to recruit you. And the captain was a very good choice in that sense, because he already has a lot of group-based skills. We wanted to make sure that he actually had a good amount of healing as well. In addition, we have our hunter, and the hunter is actually a very, very powerful class. We wanted to basically broaden him out a bit. We wanted to make it very clear the distinction between the hunter and the champion, just in terms of the fact that the hunter is the best damage class and the single point of damage class you're going to find, whereas the champion, his specialty is a lot more broad base. So we added a bunch of traps to the hunter in order to basically make it so that he could not only do a little bit of crowd control into the offside with some planning, but we also gave him some bigger damage-based skills to make sure that he could stand head and shoulders above the crowd when it came to any single person. Additionally, we went further into evendom. So for the basic part of evendom, we launched the entire area with the Numinous in terms of the outside, and it was unclear exactly what the Angmar were looking for, at least as a baseline. Amarthael revealed herself, and she was being very circumspect about her reasons for why she had been concealing herself and what exactly she was looking for. In Book 10, you realize, in terms of the Rangers, they're fighting for their ancestral city. They're fighting for Numinous then. So the Angmar have already occupied it, and the Rangers are trying to take it back. Additionally, it's come to light that Amarthael has acquired a Palantir. This Palantir gives her the ability to find exactly what it is she seeks. And really, the Rangers are kind of in a bit of a desperation ploy, which is one of the reasons why many of the players are being recruited to help them sack a Numinous. So when it opens up, a Numinous is completely occupied, and the Rangers and the players have to push through the actual area. They have to fight through these hard points within a Numinous, and they have to hold these hard points, because they'll consistently come under siege. When they do that, quests will open up within a Numinous that allow them to actually take other sections of the city and do other very potent, powerful instances, all in an attempt to try to make sure that the actual city is secure from the Angmar. And lastly, we really focused a little bit on the reputation system. We actually wanted to make sure there was good mechanics for the solo player, make sure that they actually had a lot of things to do, make sure that there was some good avenues for them to keep advancing within the game, because we always, one of the base design tenets in terms of designing Lord of the Rings was that we wanted to make sure that you could always have a good time by yourself or in a group. And really, we just want to make sure that keeps stretching all the way through all of our levels, which is why we will keep adding other content that keeps those people entertained. And I guess lastly, we have the whole Ranger versus Troll play. So in order to spice up monster play, we basically added two new types of monster players. Right? It's actually a whole aspect that we refer to as legendary play. Legendary play is mostly focused on trying to make sure that each side has basically their own legendary class, their own character that is very, very powerful. It's very much like a player-controlled boss monster. And for the free people of Middle-earth, they have access to to a ranger, whereas for the monster players themselves, they have access to a troll. Each of these characters are effectively their own class. I mean, the troll excels at certain things, whereas the ranger excels at many other things. But they're both very, very dangerous. So, additionally, we added hard points within the Ettenmoors, the people to fight over specifically. We added quests that actually allow you to bolster their defenses, to make them much harder to take, to make sure that the guards have more actions that they can do that will hold the keeps for far longer. These keeps are actually tied to the availability of many of the legendary play sessions, such that our goal is to try to keep it moving. We want to basically keep both sides kind of struggling for control. So as one side controls more keeps, the other has more options in terms of bringing in more legendary players to basically sack those back.